You know what sucks about going live, Blank?
We're live, right?
We're live. So be careful. I can't drop any hot sauce.
What will we do without your hot sauce, Bilsy?
Mate, I know it's like, oh man, I'm going live and the countdown's going on and I can't see Henry. Damn, I got to hold the sriracha back. What's going on?
No, bro.
You good, my friend? You good?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. What's going on?
So first things first, actually, let me show you a photo I got sent today from our lovely friend Bilsy, and you would have seen it.
Mm-hmm.
So Bill's not joining us tonight because he's there.
Where is he? In Bali or in Fiji or something?
Fiji.
Yeah, nice.
So Bilsy is in Fiji tonight. I've invited Lewis, Meeny, aka Built Bricks, to join us. I just messaged him. I'm like, where the F are you? And he's like, bro, I had to download Chrome. So he's doing his internet thing. Claire, whose room am I in now? Claire, well, after you get in your pajamas, I'll see you soon. No, I'm still in Ash. I'm still in Ash's room. Lewis, I can see in the back end, brother. I'll bring you in 2 seconds. Just telling everyone that you had to last minute internet things, man. Technology is amazing. And where's Henry's background for once? Well, he's having technology problems too. So he goes.
Is everyone noticing?
Mate, come on. You're not in space, or you're not in a weird Lego Masters room anymore. It is what it is.
I'm starting to clean it up so it doesn't look as bad as what it usually does. So I've been spending the last couple of weeks over the Christmas and New Year's break cleaning it up a bit.
Haven't noticed
before it looked like
No, we just see your roof every time. So yeah, good job on the spider webs.
That's it, mate. That's it.
There he is, the man. How are you, brother?
G'day. Oh, it's giving me a massive head, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Don't worry about our simple plain backgrounds. This guy comes in and tries to outdo Bilsy. Look at him.
Yeah, there we go. No, it's I bought a house at the end of last year and finally got around to building my space. So there's a lot of stuff in here now. I've got my Hashima tower from the other year is set up next to me.
Only a married man could have that wall, mate. Only a married man could have that wall. If you literally were single, that would be a contraceptive wall. You'd introduce your girlfriend into there, and then she'd be like, "What is that?"
I mean, weirdly, I'd say it's been a strange thing. I reckon it's never been an issue, but it's almost like if you commit too hard into something, it goes from being a little bit odd to being endearing. You're just all the way committed into it.
I would have loved to have seen the intro conversation. It's like, babe, I'm really into like Transformers, and she'd be like, yeah, cool, awesome, and then you'd be like, no, like really, check it out. It'd be awesome.
It's even worse. So this has started during. Like the Transformers would have started during this, so you have to actually see it grow from nothing into the.
Right, that is. I'm actually super jealous, man. I love Transformers. I'm super jealous. Mine are all like.
It's been fantastic. It's like nice to have a second thing to go with Lego as well, because I've been doing so much Lego stuff for years, and actually just having something a little different to change it up. And ended up doing. I was doing a commission that'll be coming out soon. See if I can grab the prototype of it.
Oh, here we go. We're always like inside info.
It's just like so I basically just claim that this is it's all research because I ended up building a transformer for accent paint, which turns into a ute, and so that's the prototype of it back in the day, and it does no parts forming, just folds itself back in, but that should be gift with purchase within the next couple of months, I think.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Nice, man. Nice. So for those that don't know that are in the chat and are slowly coming in, this is Lewis, aka Built Bricks. Obviously, as you can see anything on here, and we've got a lot of stuff to talk. We'll talk about Lewis in general and his builds and his wearables and his dildo. I mean, his weapon war. There's stuff that we'll go through. But we will talk Lego in general, and you can be part of our conversation, Lewis, because we go through the latest. What's come out this week, news-wise, set-wise, just general chit-chat. And my number one, other than Formula One, which we'll talk about tonight as well, A Brickheads. You boys see that this got released today or yesterday?
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
I love it. I've only got one little critique, which is, from what I understand, this is the color schemes. I love that they're different colors. I think that's awesome. But they're based on a specific show. But if it's based on that show, the greens of Leo and Raph are the wrong way around.
Are they?
Like Raph should be darker and Leo should be lighter. If they're trying to match the show that has them in.
No,
like,
you're right.
Mikey being
You're
almost
right.
turquoise. So that's my only little complaint that I have, but that should be an easy fix.
Isn't Donatello meant to be a poo color, or is that a different show I'm thinking of?
I was chatting with Dave earlier. It's the original toys. Donnie is just straight
The toy.
up brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the only one who's not green.
Well, that screen stretched a bit, isn't it? I seen, I like that they've gone for 4 different greens. Whatever they're trying to replicate, the 4 different greens is still a cool touch.
Absolutely.
No matter
it's nice
what
for that visual distinction.
Oh, you bet. I'm going to minimize that screen because that's the shape of that screen's annoying me. There we go. So again, it's it was rumored for a long time, but this will be a hot sell, no doubt. Not just Lego fans, they do obviously try IP a lot of stuff, but this one I think is a good winner. And if you're a young kid too, there's the younger, newer modern cartoon that's running now too. That's like number 1 or number 2 on Disney or Netflix or whoever's running it. So good on them, good move.
I wonder if we'll
like
see
15.
more turtle sets, like regular sets, at some point. Because I'd love to see the turtles done in these colors. Because I know they did the bright green, regular, and dark back in the day, but they didn't do lime or this turquoise. So be good to see.
Okay. There you go. I'm guessing that's the one they've picked it off, the world of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But yeah,
every generation has their own version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yep. Pretty much.
They're rebooted constantly, right?
And you know what?
Really stopped.
No, but it just comes down to what generation you're from or what nostalgic bone you're going to watch it with is what, and if you like it or not. Especially the new scratchy type one.
That one's a little bit woke. That one's a little. The new Nickelodeon one's a bit too woke for me. I would say it's not my cup of tea, but I did like the Michael Bay Ninja Turtles. They were sick.
There you go. Bill is in the chat and he says the only one that matters is Raphael. The funny thing that I don't know if many people, we might have talked about a few times, Bilsy has a whole, like you got your Transformers, Bilsy has a whole cupboard bookshelf of just Raphael. Like I'm talking pop vinyls, posters, toys, Lego, cars, China plates, all just Raphael. So
that's amazing. That's incredible. I was going to say, you said Transformers. Just while we were here, I have flipped this one into its Ute form while we were just talking there.
That's sick, man.
That is cool. Hell yeah, man.
So that just side note there. I'm curious, though, what was your first Ninja Turtles? Because I know mine is one that I found out that not a lot of people would have started with. It was the movie TMNT, which I think is in like 2007.
Young, man.
A bit of a spring chicken. I would have been 11 years old at the time.
You make me feel really old, man, because I was in my 20s when that came out. So my one is the original cartoon, as well as the original Teenage Mutant Turtle movie, like the original movie from the early 90s. Like that would have been.
That those suits are still in, like they're just rotting.
Oh, mate, that is nightmare fuel. That is absolute nightmare fuel.
Though I do hear word of, I'm not sure if it's movie, game, or both, but that The Last Ronin is getting an adaptation. I remember hearing that it would be a game, but then also potentially hearing that it might be a movie, which, I mean, I would love to see them bring back a big rubber suit and put someone in that if they're going to do sort of like a sequel down the line of The Last Turtle.
Dude,
why not?
That would be, like, that one's actually pretty cool. If you scroll up, I actually like that one too. That Nickelodeon one was pretty good. That one.
Yep.
I was into that one because
this was our era. This was our era.
Yeah, for sure. The theme song, man, you can't beat it. It's awesome.
Oh,
So that's what's
yeah.
funny when I saw 2007 TMNT, and that's like the gritty sequel to the original series because it's like Shredder's
right.
dead.
That's
and
right.
They've all parted their ways, and it's
Yeah.
a really weird place to start from, given that it's
So
sort of
is
this like
this
legacy
going
sequel.
by their colours in this screenshot here? This looks like the one that they've.
Yeah, 100%. And that's where you can
Yeah,
see
you're
with Neo
right.
and
They've
Raph,
swapped
their
it.
greens are just not quite right.
Yeah, Raph's meant to
And
be the
maybe
dark one, right?
And even in the minifigures, I remember back in the movie, he was the dark green. I think, personal preference, color blocking, like the regular Lego green and blue do blend a bit more versus
Oh,
I think
yeah,
they
so that could
stand
be
out
an
a bit
issue.
better.
Yeah, true, good point.
So, I don't know.
Bills
Looks
are
like it should
from-
be easy enough to swap anyway.
Oh, yeah, Bills is not here tonight. I think I said it. He's in Fiji, the lucky man. Kevin, the story behind Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles beginning is interesting and started as a joke between two friends drawing cartoons at home. Well, there you go.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, I think it's Netflix that has the Toys That Made Us series.
Oh,
and
yeah.
the Ninja Turtles episode on that is absolutely fantastic. It's really cool that the guys who started it, like they brokered a deal where they never lost the rights to make it themselves. So even though there's been the rights of movie studios and other comic artists, at any point they can and do whatever they want with it as well. So aside from just making an outrageous amount of money, they didn't lose the handle on their own creation, which I feel like that's rare these days.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's a good move. Monsters Inc. talking about Brickheads still coming out. One of these ones coming out March. I don't mind Mike and Boo. I think they've dropped the ball on Sully, but hey, Brickheads are Brickheads. It is what it is. Because you look at that.
It kind of looks like a Care Bear.
No one's picking that that's Sully from Monsters Inc. These 200%, you know, in a heartbeat what they are. Sully is a bit, anyway.
I think the colours give it away, though. The colours give it away.
Yeah, I guess.
It was like if I saw it by itself, I'm not sure if I'd immediately pick it.
Correct. That's what I'm saying.
Maybe that's just it. But I don't know. Like, Mike Wazowski's a shiny little eyeball goblin. Sully's furry. Like, it's a really iconic part of his look. And I don't know, maybe that's just a bit hard to translate.
Yeah, Claire in chat said Sully's a no for me. Yeah, again, it's, hey, I buy all the Brickheads no matter what we've got. We're almost at 300 Brickheads too, 296. So it's up there. Fortnite, hey, fish stick and the supply llama. Fortnite, you think? Obviously, those are coming, but far out. See, from the back, it looks more like Sully. But yeah, we need a big. What did you say? We need a big brick-built Sully, Iron Man, Chewbacca sized. Yeah, why? I mean, it probably is if we search for it. Doing a maxi fig Sully out of studs out would actually probably look all right.
Yeah, especially you and Chewbacca style. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. All right. As you can see, there's a lot of tabs up there. We'll slide through it. Winnie the Pooh fans, these are now officially released. I tried to get you photos a month or so ago, but they weren't this nice and crisp and clean. 230 for Winnie, so he's up there, but he's a decent size, I guess.
He looks like real teddy bear sort of size.
Yeah. And apparently it's well built too. People I've talked to, so if you're that nostalgic for Winnie the Pooh, I mean, I don't know. Again, we always ask it. I don't know why it's come out now and why it's relevant. There could be a movie, a book, or who knows. And then go down to the next one.
His honey jar in that second picture opens in the most funny spot, man. That's gonna be such a joke. That one. No, scroll one more. Like that one. Yeah, to the right. Where is it? Like the honey pot literally opens in front of his crotch. I'm just a sick individual.
It's a decision.
Hey, this went through quality check, so it is what it is.
Could you make it his jar opens less near his crotch? No.
No, you know what?
His legs are doing a mean spread.
So you look at this, you look at this straight on look photo and that, like it's a cute Winnie the Pooh. I get it, right? You know, it's cool. You nailed the brief.
Is it that the snout's a bit short? Like, I don't know. There's something with the shape.
It's like double chin vibe, like on hey.
Yeah. There's something sometimes it's a bit odd about taking these 2D characters and making them 3D.
Yeah, agreed.
It's like with the Simpsons minifigures, like there's something a little odd about seeing Simpsons characters from very certain angles where it just doesn't quite look right. I don't know if
That's
maybe
right.
Yeah.
No. It's a great point. I agree. Because his face should be more rounded on the sides, I feel, but it's more like curved as opposed to round. Like, so, yeah.
Oh, there you go. It's 100 years. 100 years since he came out, since Winnie the Pooh came out. So that's why they're leaned in on that IP for this time around. But you're right.
His legs are way too long. His legs are way too long. His leg
mean spready going on.
Mean spread. Interesting use of the big lower bit of the belly. I feel like the seams could have been a little more flush than that.
Yeah. It's just kind of like they've gone, what single piece can we just sit here to sit it here? But unless that little clip does something and holds the pot in as well. Like
he literally looks like he's got boobs.
You just ruined my childhood, my friend.
Please. His legs are actually too long, though. I feel like his legs are actually too long.
The shadow.
This will be one, I reckon. We'll see somebody's going to do a rebuild with the same amount of parts, like that Ransom Fern fella. Like someone is going to take that and make it better with what's in it. Oh wait, does his chest come off as well? I didn't see that. What's behind his chest?
Oh, that's cute.
Teletubby's chest.
Okay. All in minifig form, which is cool. And then so what I say was that what that was 230, 229, and then $60 for the piglet and cake, which I guess is cute.
I'm guessing the cake opens up similarly. I'd be first. Yeah. I guess I don't have any kids myself, but to give them these things and wonder what they're like. I'm just not sure what the appeal of an opening cake is. Maybe. Yeah,
I mean, I've got the right age kids for this, but with the way cartoons and entertainment is now, my kids wouldn't watch Winnie the Pooh. Too slow, too boring. So my kids don't even know who Winnie the Pooh and Piglet are.
We'll see, I guess.
True. It's going to move.
One that I'm going to be picking up.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, there you go, people. What have they said that the face looks better fully lit? Yeah, the shadow definitely rubs it a bit funny on that one. I think this will be a killer seller. Everybody loves a spaceman, upsized spaceman. The upscale. Well, sorry, it's done. It's done how you'd expect it to be done. More than anything, you can't knock it. I'm sure there'll be, because people went nuts for the standard Lego dude. I think most bought the pirate, but
I got the pirate. The pirate's mad.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And you've literally covered pretty much every popular theme for this upscale stuff now. So, what's next? Bloody Star Wars, I guess.
I did wonder if they were going to do the cracked helmet or not, but then I wonder if that's actually a licensing thing because that's a Warner Brothers character. Like Benny himself is a specific character.
He would be, yeah.
It'd be easy enough to do a little crack in the bottom of it if you wanted to. Just to.
Well, I mean, what are these drop? Hey, Tan, how are you, champion? Long time no chat. What do these drop at? They're like 160, 170-ish, aren't they? Is there a price on this page? No, there's no price at the moment. Let's just go look at how much is
I think the pirate was like 150.
Yeah, 700 parts.
Well, 60. No, it must be on the US site. Hold on.
I suppose it might be $100 each.
Yeah.
Then again, the pirate would have had a heap more parts.
100. So he was 100. Yeah. Let's suss out the pirate. You're right.
The pirate's a Lego store exclusive as well, isn't it?
Not sure. It's going to take me to the US page again, I bet. No, it's not there. Anyway, we get it. It's going to sell $100 or $170. This will be a no-brainer for most people. But yeah, Bill said about $100. $100, $100. Yeah, there you go. The Redhead was a Lego House exclusive. Yeah, Pirate Lego House exclusive. Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Bill. But yeah, Blue Spaceman. It ticks a lot of AFOL's boxes, so I can't see it not doing too bad. Perfect car, perfect person to pick to continue that scale of the F1 cars in the brick built stuff. It was only a matter of time for them to bring Schumacher. They done Senna, they done Nigel Mansell. Schumacher was the next safe bet.
Bro, that's sick. Can I ask though, is the wheelbase look a little bit short?
I thought that. You'd have to put it next to it. Yeah. Is it purely a because let's go by this photo, right? It looks normal.
Yeah, in some angles it looks nice.
But I think it's because the top of the car, let's get a side view, the center air intake might be taller than the others, so you're not used. So it just gives it that weird shorter. I don't know. Or the tires.
I've got one small problem with this series. It's that at every car that goes by, they introduce stuff that would have been awesome in the previous one.
Yeah.
So I've got the Senna car, but it doesn't have the right tire width. I don't believe from memory it's got the turning wheels, and it's just a few things. So I'm like, is this another one of Gus's?
I don't
Do we know
think so.
if that's the case or
I
not.
don't think
because it's just that thing where I'm like, God, they're just getting better at it over time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always good to see. It just makes you think.
But I do think that this Ferrari does have four wheels that are roughly the same size, right? I saw Racing Brick do a review. I heard Racing Brick do a review on this, Bilsy, and he was saying that initially he was calling out the wheels are different, should be different sizes, but then he actually went back and retracted the video because he said in this era, I think the regulations dictated that they were almost the same size. And I thought you'd probably know that.
Yeah, and you'll notice too that they're not slicks; they're the tracked wheels too. So I think there was a 2-year gap that they didn't run slicks; they ran straight tracked wheels.
So was Bridgestone the exclusive tire provider during that era?
Take a pick, man. Like the brands kind of jumped a lot through the 90s and 2000s.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But again, I found like the Lego cars have actually made me realize how different the cars have been, because I've never been super into F1, and in your mind you know the silhouette of a Formula 1 to Formula 3.
Yeah,
like they've got a similar silhouette, but I think it was even that first run of Speed Champions where they did every team's car, and then initially I saw it and went, it's just the same skin of the same vehicle, and seeing reviewers break down the actual shape differences between the cars, even all this, and opened up this whole area of knowledge I'd never even realized before, that they're not even the same car year to year and they change and all that regulations. It's sort of been a nice opening of what I understood about the sport.
Well, you know what would be
me and Henry can talk F1 all night. The chat gets real angry when we talk about F1. But especially this year is a whole brand new regulation, brand new build. Cars are smaller and shorter this year than last year. Like, it's a huge flip on where they were and where like last year to this year. So again, we can talk Formula One all night, but you're right. They literally change the year. They change the car pretty much every 3 years is the massive changes, the big ones. But they've also, you got to realize too, if they change the front bar by a millimeter, there's like millions of dollars of registration fees and permission and blah, blah. Like, yeah, it's another level. But again, chat will start getting angry. Look, they already are. Look, F1, yawn. Please get out of it. We showed this a while ago. We hinted at it forever. Soccer ball with a mini soccer stadium inside it. Soccer fans are going to love it, obviously.
I don't know. Something about it. I really want to know what the actual target audience is for this, and maybe it's just I'm a biased Australian, maybe in Europe and in other places where soccer's huge, like this is seen as the king thing. Like
Do you
maybe
know
if it
what?
was an AFL football, I'd be amazed, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
you're definitely thinking too much Australian when you compare it to
Yeah.
Do you know?
that's it.
Do you know the thing is who the target is? It's literally kids like my son, right? Like Sonny is a massive soccer head, right? And he's like, he plays it, and he doesn't play with Lego. He's just a sporty kid, right? I showed him that, and he was like, "Oh, Dad, that'll be sick. Get one for me." Like that's the market they're going after, right? Because they're going like, "Oh yeah, sporty kid," and the trophy. So when Sonny saw the trophy, he was like, "Yeah, that'll be sick."
Oh, that's
The
interesting.
trophies.
I saw the trophy and I was just like, oh, it's a bit of a melted lump of wax. And then looked at the actual
It's-
trophy
it's-
and went, oh, well, so is the
it's
trophy.
exactly it. That's exactly
I'm
what the
really
trophy looks
impressed
like.
at how I'm really impressed at how spherical this looks.
Oh, it's done well as a
Like
ball.
in the renders. Yeah, I'd love to see how it feels in hand because it's a very impressive sphere.
Yeah.
And like I know the lighting's probably doing it a lot of favors in how they've shot it to fill in the gaps. So I'd be interested if you're actually holding it. Can you look straight through it, or is it a bit more airtight?
That's yeah.
I was going to say that is a Technodrome mock just waiting to happen.
Nerd.
Oh, absolutely. I've already been seeing the Star Wars nerds going, who's going to be the first person to build it in grey and make an open Death Star? Like, it's going to happen. But yeah, it seems to be, it's less complicated than it appears on the inside. Like, it seems like it's a pretty straightforward structure until you get to that opening arm. And now I'd be really interested to get hands on this and just see the engineering aspect.
You're right. You're going to pull some insane techniques out of this build, especially the arm and the retraction. Where can you then use this? Even for yourself, when we'll get to your masks, but if you could turn this mechanism into a face-off, face-on style Iron Man, I guess, type thing. You never know.
Yeah, stability, because if you pick this thing up and it's just wobbly and it's no good, but that's why very interested for the engineering to get the hands on and see. Because it looks like it's primarily just angled Technic connectors, which should be fairly sturdy.
Johnny, give the board designer a pay rise. Yeah, and it is Soccer World Cup this year. So that ties in really perfect with this.
Oh, if they're selling this at the games, like you'd be silly not to.
There's 9 major sets that are coming out within the first half of this year. The trophy, this one, a few little poly bags, but there's 2 main players that are.
Have you got a Ronaldo? Have you got the Ronaldo? Have you got it?
No. I'll have a look in a second. Now, do you know where this photo is going to lead?
No.
Oh yeah. We talked about this real quick on Wednesday, and I'm the first that always buys the latest shoes, whether it's Adidas, whether it's Nike. I think it was 240 Australian. These are coming out at. I'm passing on these, man.
240? You're kidding me?
They were outrageously expensive. They were at least double the price of a standard pair of Crocs. Which, look, from a pure materials aspect, if you go by pure volume, sure, because the front of that is just a brick of foam. Like, there's no two ways about it.
Oh, 350, someone said. 350, someone said in the chat.
Oh, God.
I'm way off.
It's just, look, I have no doubt that these are going to sell like hotcakes because maybe it's me being judging. Like, people will buy any dumb stuff.
Well, let me pause you there. Lewis. I was going to buy them because if I wore this to, say, Sydney show, what's your one called, Henry? Brick Built? I get away with it. It'd be normal. It'd be sweet. You're using it at a convention. But, are you dropping, now that it's saying in the chat, no one's dropping $350 just to walk around 1 or 2 shows a year.
Bro, the top TNs and all those expensive Nikes aren't $350. The hell?
I've got another little, like, my job, I work in orthotics and prosthetics, right? Like, my job is achieving human locomotion and walking. All I look at these and see is tripping hazard because you're going to be
injuries,
catching
right?
the toes. You're going to be kicking yourself in the heel as you walk because the toe box is twice as wide as your regular foot. Like, I just look at it and I'm like, that is a hazard of walking. And like, there's no contour. So it's just the biomechanics part of me just looks at these and goes, "This is horrific." Like you might.
You're walking like you're in swimming, like you got flippers on.
Yeah, I mean, look, and if that's an authentic walking like a minifigure experience, like sure, if that's what they're going for, but like, oh man, it's like if an April Fool's joke was real.
Well, you've also got to laugh, right? Where they go, "Oh yeah, get an exclusive minifig with minifig Crocs." I'm like, come on.
They must be insanely cheap to produce. Like I would
you must need a waiver. You must need a waiver to wear them. Like,
yeah. Ooh,
who's this nerd?
Oh, and then we get to see this. Yeah, it's just like you're gonna kick yourself in the back of the heel constantly.
How did this get past the Lego legal team? Because they're gonna be not sold as pure bloody shoes. These are
so they are Crocs. So they actually are Crocs.
No, they're a collab from Crocs. So they should be comfortable.
Yeah, look,
like comfortable to stand in.
Yeah, 100%. These would be brilliant to stand in, no doubt. But that's it.
But it's good to have some behind your table at a convention that no one can see, and you just slip into it and stand there and be really comfy.
I feel like the collab would have worked even more effectively if you just did, the primary colors, yellow, green, blue, whatever it is, right? And just put some studs on the front like you do with Adidas and all that. That would have been great. Everyone would have bought them.
Yeah. Oh, here you go. Someone said, reviews say they hurt and are uncomfortable because there's no flex. Yeah, because biomechanically, these are bricks. There is no what they call a rocker, which is how shoes have a contour so that you can walk and have natural movement and gait. It is literally just stomping your way down. It's a gimmick, and I think it's such a big swing. And I love a big swing, but I think it's such a big swing that people are going to get it for the novelty, and it's probably just going to be one of those things that someone's like, I wish I didn't spend $300 on these down the line.
Well, I think
Lego set or shoes, Lego set or shit. Lego shoes, like which one? I think I
paid $350 for the first Lego shoes that come out, the ones that had the bricks, that's ones down the side.
But at least they're Adidas shoes. They're good. They're
and they're comfy. They're decent. It is what
comfy,
it is.
Functional.
Yeah. These Lego. Can you send all three of us and Bills some review pairs at least?
The first thing I'm going to do is get a hot wire and cut a nice sole into these things.
Oh my god, they look terrible.
Look, the poly bag, I think it's really funny. I do like the poly bag. Like, it is dumb. Like, they didn't even put a Croc logo or something on the minifigure. They just, it's funny. But it's also like, it's almost laughing at the person buying it. Like, you spent $350 on this. Here's your exclusive minifigure.
Actually, talking about weird and crazy prices for shoes, I saw this week, and it's got nothing at all to do with Lego, but Yeezy, so Kanye retook over the Yeezy license and is now selling the Yeezy slides for $20. You can buy them online. Adidas had them for $270. They're now $20 anyway. For those that want Yeezy slides. But yeah, so again, I mean, yeah, you're right. I guess the only word for those is outrageous. So fucking hell.
I reckon the same person who did the IKEA collab is done this.
Yeah.
I used to be someone who was very against Crocs for no reason. I'd never tried them. And then I ended up buying a pair for my Deadpool cosplay, the Lego Deadpool ones, to have blue Crocs for that. And they've just become like a day-to-day wear now. So I've gone from being like, why would anyone buy these to, okay, yeah, all right, I got sucked in.
Yeah, because they are good. Crocs are good.
They're really comfy. So I've had to eat my words and be like, okay, fair enough. And we ended up like finding their Croc store in Milan. Like, one of the things we got, the fashion capital of the world, was Crocs.
Nuts.
We're going to talk. I've got more cars to talk about. This one's a bit of a leak, but it's okay because Bill's not here, so we won't get into any sort of dipping in trouble.
Nice. Yeah, no, this would be cool.
So Knight Riders obviously got leaked. That's $129 US under the Lego Ideas banner.
So it'll be very cool. 100. We've been getting pretty decent conversions of prices, I've noticed. Like,
yeah,
compared to previous years. So if this is about 200, that'd be great.
And most of this scale is is around. Well, they were cheap. They started at 150, then they went to 189, and
Is this the Creator Mustang scale?
It will
would
be, yeah.
surely be.
Yeah.
That's gonna be pretty sick. That's mad. I love that car. I love that show when I was a kid.
I mean, I haven't picked it up, but there's the Transformers kit as well, which occasionally I see pop up, and haven't bit the bullet on that. But this could be cool. I mean, surely light brick. I wonder if they'll do sound with that new sound brick.
Smart brick.
No, this just the sound brick, like what Soundwave had.
Oh, so not the new one.
Phrases. No, I'm just. It feels like it would be fitting for kit.
Oh, you'd be silly not to almost. You're right. Yeah.
I do wonder if we'll get a Michael Knight with it or not. Do we get? Because we've had it, but we've had him before, right? Back in Dimensions days.
Yeah. The minifig. That's right.
The license has been around, but I don't think any of these cars. I'm just trying to think of all the ones I've got. I don't think any of them have come with minifigs in that scale.
Did the DeLorean?
Yeah, it did come with. I've got the DeLorean right in front of me, and it's come with Marty McFly and. Yeah. By the way, I did get the Speed Champions DeLorean the other day. That was sick.
I've got it here. I haven't built it yet. I built the what did I build the other night? Oh, the Apex F1. I built on Wednesday. Yeah, it was cool. Yeah,
no, I'll be keen to see what this one looks like. I'm still my dream is holding out. I just want the V8 Interceptor. Like the Mad Max Pursuit Special. Give me that as a car build.
Go put that with your AFL football, mate.
But I'm like, we had the chance. There was that peak time around like Furiosa, where I reckon it would have been the exact time, and now we're probably never going to see it.
No. And you imagine getting this, and before he dies, getting the Hasselhoff to sign the box, mate. There's ultimate. There's ultimate collector right there.
That's one thing I was learning about comics recently is that if you get them signed by the artist, their value goes down because they're considered defaced on a comic grading scale. I just found that really funny.
Oh, yeah. I mean...
Because they're graded on how close to mint condition they are, and a signing counts as vandalism.
Correct. I've watched some really good mint videos. Grading videos lately and how scammy some of them are.
Anyway. Yeah. Someone said, what is this car from? Well, it's from the show Knight Rider, which is, I'm going to say 80s?
80s.
Yeah.
Brickles would know 100% where this is from. Come on, Matt. All right. We're going to talk Formula One only because it's a quick, sneaky leak that came out this week. The new 1-8 scale McLaren now.
Very nice.
I know we've already got, and for those who haven't collected this, and you sent me one of these photos, and I think Bundy Dan sent me these ones, half blurred photos. They've already got a McLaren. I think McLaren was the first from memory that came out at 1.8.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, the old paint scheme.
Old paint scheme, old style, different wing, like we're talking earlier, different wings, different whatever it is. But
I won that in a raffle, funnily enough, back in the day.
Nice.
And won in a raffle. Called a mate of mine who's not normally doesn't have his own Lego stuff, but he'd just been doing uni and not really had any work or anything. So he didn't spend money on himself. I'm like, what do you know about the McLaren racing team? And he goes onto a 30-minute rant about how much he loves it. I was like, oh, cool. I've got a present for you. And gifted him the kit. And then every year since, I've just grabbed him one of these cars.
You're a good friend. Very nice.
I still haven't got him on last year. I did miss that one, so I do need to get my gear on.
Oh, dude, the Ferrari and the Red Bull, they're still everywhere. They're never going to run. Yeah.
No, they're cool. I mean, for the right audience, yeah, they're great builds from what I understand and what he has told me about the process. Very authentic to the real cars.
Yeah, and if we're in my Lego room, but my computer died. I painted one of my doors like a racetrack, and mine hang on my door like a starting grid. That's very cool. It's just, run out of shelf space, mate, like you would in the background. You know what I mean? You got to start being different. But I like hanging all my cars on the walls. Now, here's an interesting one that kind of only leaked out and came out today. I don't know if you guys would have seen anything of this yet. That Bindi Irwin is leading a whole brand new theme for Lego around the world called She Built That. and she's the head. She's the face of it. So the first run is you can build the photo frame, the bone, or the dog. And when did it say? I literally only read about it this afternoon. Let's have a quick look at this link.
Yeah, no, I've not come across this. Hey, I know you said AFL football, an interceptor or two Australian. Love to see the koala and kangaroo repped here. We're getting some representation.
So we do know from meetings and chats and group stuff and the land that this year is very heavy with about the brands called She Built That. So they're going to lean into obviously girls, and this is the first push, I guess, that's coming out. But I mean, I don't want to read it all, but it's full official, full coming out of Billand. Here's something I didn't know as well, that Bindi Irwin's the CEO of Australia Zoo. Something I learned today as well. So this is the start of what it will be, and I'm assuming these are going to be sets. These will be the poly bags or the the sets that sit at the front of most of the stores. And then I'll turn down there. Again, this is another view, another push. Not going to interest us as middle-aged males, obviously, but hey, it's the next theme. It's what they're grabbing on. The whole She Built That. Girls Tied with Animals is their first wave of She Built That. So
is it under the Friends umbrella or is it its own? Because I just noticed they've got the mini dolls.
Every theme. Every theme. So I don't know how tight you're in on the Formula One. Formula One hit Duplo, it hit City, it hit Speed Champions, it had its own theme, it hit Creator, and then it went Technic. She Built That will be the same. Duplo, Kids, Friends, right. City, yeah. So
I want to see the adult 18-year-old one. What they do for that set then? Like what? A giant nail salon or something? Is that what they're trying to do? Because it just feels like that. It just feels like I thought Lego was already like well represented across every demographic. Does it need the push? Because
yeah, but again, that's right. Pick a demographic and go harder.
Okay.
All right, now let's chat. What's the time? 8:40. Sweet. We're cruising. Let's talk about the guest. The reason why we're actually here, and we can talk about bits and pieces. Mr. Lewis, might as well have a chat about you and bits. Now, as we chat, and I'm just going to scroll your Instagram because your Instagram's obviously where your most of your sharing and your feeds and your photos and stuff.
Pretty much these days, yeah. It's all with. Oh, hello. Sorry, I just had a guest jump on my lap. This is Greggles.
Greggles.
He just wants to sit on the lap. That's Greggles. He's just sitting down there. Yes, no. Instagram's pretty much my main platform of choice now. Dabbled with a few back in the day, figuring it out, but it's a lot of manual effort maintaining a bunch of ones. So I've just filtered it all into there.
So I'm just going through the chat about what Henry asked about. What the 18 plus, the 18. How about
holy crap, man? Why do I open up these boxes? That's not what I meant. That's literally not what I meant.
At face value, what he meant was, what do 18-year-old girls want to play with Lego? Genuinely, I get it.
Yeah,
probably nothing. Yeah. Probably nothing. They're dark.
Because I guess most of those sets are very male centric, right? Like if you're asking, like pirate ships, the Titanic, they're all big ships that I guess it's more like in the realm of models and stuff. But yeah, but we're taken away from Lewis. I don't want to stay away from this chat. This is gonna get me cancelled or something.
No, not like we've tried a million times before anyway. Now, when I first met you, Lewis, when we first started chatting, it was these things. It was all about your weapon wall.
That's so fresh. When was that? 2021. Oh, towards the end. So, 5 years ago. Look at that.
Mate,
so fresh.
There you go. So, did you, just I guess as a generic question, before we talk about, I guess, where you started, was this before or after you were at the LDC?
After. So LDC was, I believe...
Was that your first entry into
2017.
All right.
2017 was LDC. Because
I found a great photo where you were in LDC clothes from the LDC, and I swear they must hire that style of person to be part of the crew.
Well, now no, because I worked there with Dave Holder, and I'm now as old as he was when he met me working there.
Wow.
Now, so we're like, it's been 9 years, or yeah, about 9 years now since LDC. So it's kind of funny. Like when I ended up at LDC, I wasn't really in any Lego communities prior. Like I grew up rural, but didn't really know of any shows and didn't know any lugs. Like it was all contained to myself. And then I worked at the LDC, and it also ended up still after that being mostly self-contained as well for a couple of years. So it was only a couple of years after I left there that I started getting a bit more involved with wider Lego stuff.
Yeah. I can't find the photo. I must have come across it earlier, and I was like, you know what? You look like a builder from an LDC store without even telling me.
I'm sure I know. I think I know exactly the one.
Just saying. You look, you know why? Because I look at this and I can see early Dave. I look at this and I can see Miller. I look at this and I can see.
Dude, I was going to say that looks like if Miller and Dave had a kid. That's that picture, bro.
It almost looks like a young Wolverine, Hugh Jackman as well. So credit to there.
I'll take that. I was a lot skinnier then. Looking at that, I'm like, oh, lean.
And hey, a nod to your AFL ball. So beautiful.
Oh man, I wish I stole that every day. I wish I stole that when I left.
Man, you could make those non-stop, man.
I've got the file. What I was doing though is that thing is, I want to say it's 50 plus layers of just plates stacked together because it's an incredibly inefficient build. Because the way that we did it back in the day in terms of designing, we used Excel a lot. So I'd jump online and get like an oval generator to get layer by layer, the squares. And then I basically built that in, say, like a studio or whatever. No, it wasn't studio back in the day. Lego Digital Design.
LDD,
but we have it in Excel with the cells sized to 1x1 plates. So that's how I drew the logo ahead of time. I sort of looked at it front on and painted the AFL logo. But then when it came to building it, I just went layer by layer in plates. And it's about 4 studs overlap on the inside. So it's just a brick. It's really heavy. And way too fast.
You built it in Excel. That's mad nerd. I love that.
But that's because that's how I did upscaled minifigures back in the day as well. Because we had the built a template for a big minifigure, but then would draw the different patterns and stuff to get an idea of what it would look like ahead of time versus completely different to what I do now. But that was just the easiest way back in the day to do some quick color testing.
I like that.
The classic. Because I put up a thing recently. It was 4 years ago. I designed a Magnemite, like the Pokemon, which is only just seeing the light of day now. But that was even done back in that was Excel to figure out how big the ball was and then how big the magnets were. Was all planned in a spreadsheet.
Henry, can you do your next studio mech in Excel?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it sucks. It was a couple of years ago now that Studio put in the add reference image feature. So you can just bring in images into the scene, scale them. Changed the game exactly. Yeah. Because it went from you build on stuff literally like it's a blueprint in front of you. That really changed it.
That was insane. And then obviously your love for grey spaceships into your lightsabers.
I mean, a lot of these were Excel planned as well back in the day because I'd know for some of them, I think it's props are in the other room, but some of them have specific lengths. So bring it up literally in Excel, bring in a picture at the right length, and then you can start roughly figuring out the proportions of everything. Because a lot of them you sketch build them, you just make them and see how it feels. But it can also be really handy if you know ahead of time how to space everything. It just speeds up the design process, something fierce. That's how I was able to crank these out. And this all of this whole series, this was mid-COVID. So I'd done one back at LDC days, which I think if you go all the way back, you'll see there's a photo of me holding an original, the first one I did, potentially. If you go down, oh, is it not there? Maybe not. So I maybe don't have the original photo. But if you see there, the bladed sabers, my 4th post, I did those bladed sabers first 9 years ago.
Wow.
Now, I can tell you right now that like the handle on that Luke lightsaber is absolutely cheating. It is glued into place because there is no way in hell that I could hold it from the end and not have the thing shatter under its weight.
Yeah.
The version I ended up doing 5 years later, no, that thing's a brick. I figured out how to get the exact same pattern, but have it stable with no glue. Because, of course, back in these days, you just glue anything together. Most of the time you have to do it anyway, because if the public are getting their hands on it, they will break anything.
Especially that kind of...
Yeah, if you saw that photo on the bench there of all those sabers, that's where it all took off. So above me on the Millennium Falcon, I put this photo on Reddit and it went gangbusters on there. Like it just did numbers. And it was people going, hang on, whoa, I want to build these. Have you ever made plans? And at the time, I'd made 1 or 2 sets in LDD back in the day. But this was basically the kickstart of learning Studio, learning how to make instructions. And this is towards the end of what's this, February 10, 2020. So we are just getting into like the world about to shut down. And so it was almost that perfect timing, for lack of a better term, that I ended up with nothing but time and a lot of people wanting plans. So nothing but time on my hands. I might as well learn how to use a new program and get stuck into it.
So I have a Star Wars question for you then.
Fire away.
You'll learn fast that A, I've never seen any of them, and B, I don't really like it anyway.
Very fine.
Is there really that many lightsabers in all the movies and shows, or you just kind of started making your own?
Yes. No, God. I had no idea before I started, like how many there were. I started making a few which I was familiar with, because some of them, the deeper you get into nerd lore, but you can basically say the props of the original lightsabers are more or less things that you can just buy. Like the main lightsaber of Star Wars is a Graflex camera flash with some window rubber on the handle. Okay. 90% of that handle is just a piece of equipment that exists. So because of that, they've, I guess in a sense, like you knew they were different because there was always like people talking about how they're made. And then it's as you get into the later movies, they started making custom ones. But it was the more that I got into it, the more someone would say, have you done this character? Have you done this character? Okay. And then that just kind of kept going. And I think I've designed individually, I think I've done about 80 different hilts. I knew of maybe 10 when I
the
started.
Kylo Ren is my favorite one that you've done, man. That's sick, that one. That looks mad.
Oh, the old Kylo compared to the new, like, because this version doesn't have the wire, but like the new version was the original Technic Ferrari that had the bendy, I don't know what you even call them, but they're like long and bendy kind of axles, rubber ones.
Oh, yeah.
But because they came in red, so my final version has one of them integrated into it to give it a red wire. So some of these have been updated since. It's a lot of them are a work in progress. I haven't updated a few in a while, but like the exposed kyber crystal on that one of them in there, that's a light brick on the crystal, and then you push it down. I think it's maybe a video if you toggle right on the picture. I think I actually have a video of it working. Maybe. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
So like there's a light brick integrated, so you push down and you get the glow. And that was just basically trying to challenge myself with some different ideas. And like I'd never played The Force Unleashed, which is the game this is from. Still haven't. Probably never will. But I think some of my best work when it comes to doing replica stuff, it's of things that I'm not intimately familiar with already. Like I think one of the best designs I've ever done, it was a dagger for Power Rangers. I know nothing about Power Rangers. I have no interest in Power Rangers.
Oh, the Green Ranger's dagger? The
dragon dagger. But I think it's because it's all right, here's the prop, I've got images of it. I'm probably going to look at it differently and decide what are the relevant bits of the design to hone in on, more than somebody who's really into it might end up overthinking it.
Yeah.
And I think that's been a big help.
I feel not Power Rangers, but I feel that the Star Wars fans and the lore goes so deep that you must get like, nah, man, you put that edge shouldn't be like that. You need to put a slope there. What are you doing?
The only time I get that is on the blades of the long bladed ones. And someone goes, why don't you use transparent bricks? And the answer, I'd say, because it looks bad. Like basically what I do with the ones that I've done with the blades, and my answer is always like they look great on camera.
Yeah.
Like that's sort of the point. Someone stands there and they take a photo. There's a beautiful white beam going through the middle and a really saturated color on the outside. Like it looks great when you take a photo.
Dude, when I saw it, it looks mad. When I first saw that, it looks awesome.
And it's just committing to a style.
No doubt. Yeah, it's I mean, the level of the stuff you've done, the detail is it's out of the world, man. You deserve everything you get for it. Again, you don't have to be a Star Wars fan to respect what you've done.
I like to just I guess my philosophy when it comes to the design stuff. Like I've got a couple of different ways that I do it differently compared to say it's been done in the past. Like so, one of my big thoughts whenever I'm designing these is, especially the original lightsabers, is I want to make stuff that people can build, that is like fun to build, is relatively stable, and is not impossible to like buy. Because there are some cracking models out there.
Hold that thought. You like to build stuff that people can build, and then we look at this. Come on, man. Come on.
Man, I've had plans out for this helmet for ages now. This was the template. I love it. Like, because this one, I built this from eyeballing. So the shaping is all wrong, as I've learned. Like, I ended up getting hired by Lego to do 3 suits for Star Wars Celebration, and that really gave me a foot to do better sculpted helmets for like Boba Fett and stuff. But I say I want to design them in a way people can build, and so like the actual reason that Boba one is red, green, and black is because it's cheap.
Okay, yeah.
And so like you can play around with the colors and maybe get something that's a little more accurate, but it's going to be a lot more expensive. So I've often tried to make stuff that doesn't use super rare parts. I mean, sometimes there is just a part that's perfect and it's really hard to work around it, but I'll do my best to make stuff that anyone can build, or it's not going to break the bank to do it. Like even one of these helmets, it's maybe a couple of $100 to put one together from scratch because it's about 1,400 parts.
That's impressive.
But that's even something that I do in the design process. Is people who've built from some of my plans of this know I've got a dummy color in the instructions, and often it's lime green. So when I'm building the model, all of the internals will be colored something random. So then when you get to the instructions, it's like, hey, use whatever color you want in this part of the build. And you can set bricklink orders to have non-applicable colors. So you just buy me this piece in whatever cheapest combination is there. And like that helps as well, just really drop the cost of these down, is by I separate it out into what is important for the aesthetic and what isn't. And then I think it's made these a lot more affordable for people to do.
So,
dude, you got to do a Predator mask. You got to do a sorry, Bilsy. I was going to say you got to do a Predator mask, man.
Absolutely. I would love to get into doing a few more of that. Like I've got on my build queue, I've redesigned my Magneto helmet to be more form-fitting because it was a bit of a bucket. It was based on this original Mando helmet, a new Batman helmet, and my Optimus Prime. Once they're all built, I should be able to look at doing some other ones. Like this, I really like the Magneto first version, but it's huge. Like you swim in that thing. So I've just basically got the design and from this point and just tightened it in about 20%. So
but it's bloody
a bit nicer on the head.
Yeah, right.
Well, and they're pretty straightforward. And like, here's another example of the aesthetic. I've had some people go, oh, why is it covered in studs? And I go, 2 reasons. 1, it's cheaper. And 2, from a distance, I don't really think you even notice. Like you see it more on a render here than you do in real life. It's one of those things that you really only notice when you get close.
The studs out still keeps it keeps you the back of your head. It's still Lego. It doesn't have to be polished perfect,
I'm a big fan of that. Like I like stuff to have that nice mix of studs and smooth. It's like even that Wolverine cowl, the front of it's got a little bit more smoothness around the eyes because that's where most people's eyes tend to be drawn, is to the middle of the mask. And then the rest of it's got a bit more stud. The Batman I've worked on is similar. I wanted to redo one of these with just even bigger sort of ears coming out of it. But like that one there where you see the Mando helmet. So that's when I like really tried to make ones that were properly, like accurately shaped to the actual characters. So a lot more, and this is where that reference image feature in Studio came in, is I had them side by side so that like the side of Boba's head and Django's is at an angle. And you can see there, like comparatively, the difference between them. they're subtle, but one of them is a lot closer to the prop than the other one is. And it's smaller, so it's way less shaky on the head.
Do you know, I remember once early on when I went to one of the first Lego conventions, even before Lego Masters, I remember watching 2 stormtroopers fighting over the stain on their cosplay. I was at the back of one of the events, and it was the best argument I've ever watched. Like, these guys were passionate, like you wouldn't believe. I mean, I was ready to watch fists being thrown because one guy said the stain went this way and not this, and it was like, you know what? That's a nerd level that I'm probably too scared to get into. But I respect the love for being movie correct. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Honestly, it's one of the reasons I kind of like doing the Lego versions. You've got so much more freedom. Like, here's an example, Batman and Robin. These are just what I like out of Batman and Robin designs. They're not based on any particular iteration. I've since redone this helmet because, I mean, people called it the Optimus Prime Batman, which, fair. Looking at it, it's a bit better. Like, Absolute Batman's helped now because it's got the exact same, round ears and giant points. But all I did for this was pick some of my favorite things. So the Arkham suit had a lot of inspiration, especially for the Bat logo. That's my favorite Batman bat. I loved that version of it.
Okay.
But then the Robin suit, the R, I like the really angled Robin R and the 3 lines. I think whatever their straps or whatever, I liked that aesthetic from a Robin suit, but I also liked that contrast of having the black under. So then it's all right, if it's black under the suit, I'll make the rest of it really vibrant and have it pop. And it's just what I think looks nice. And it's a bit handy when you do that because you're not trying to get something, Stormtroopers down to the minute detail. It's
funny and interesting that you said that the Arkham bat is your favorite bat, showing your age, where, you talk to me and definitely Bill, maybe even Henry as well, where the 89 original yellow bat is clearly always going to be the best. Who are you as a young man to say the Arkham's the best bat? Get out of here. You know what I mean?
Something just about the shape. I've just always liked. I mean, because my first Batman growing up was the Dark Knight.
Christian Bale Dark Knight.
So the Batman Begins bat is like the Arkham bat, but my first Batman, from memory at least, was the Dark Knight, which is that very angular, sharp sort of design. It is fascinating the different ones you get to, and it's the same the X-Men ones I worked on, the Wolverine, Deadpool. The Deadpool suit's a little funny in the sense that it is technically based on something that I thought was fake, which is it was Nice Pool. There was leaks from the Deadpool set, and there was Ryan Reynolds with a man bun and this really glossy, punchy Deadpool armor. I just thought it was fake, but I was like, yes. I kind of like a few of the aesthetic things on this, so I integrated some of that into my suit. So, the pattern of the black on the chest plate is pulled from that suit. Ended up accidentally kind of creating a Nice Pool suit when it turned out that it was actually in the movie. But it was one of those where I just kind of liked the aesthetic and integrated a few of the parts into what I was working on. But the front of the belt there is a very Deadpool belt, and it's handy with someone like Deadpool. His design doesn't change that much, regardless of the iteration. Rod Liefeld has said he loves that it's pretty much always the same.
And as a modern superhero character, I don't think any character's skyrocketing in popularity more than Deadpool. Over the years, there's always been a Wolverine or a Batman or whatever. Deadpool kind of just has always been around, but come out in popularity purely from the Reynolds movies. What was the transition into from obviously your weapons into wearables?
It was it's fascinating. What I'd done a lot of back in the day was replica and sculptures. So I've done a lot of sculptured helmets, and so often you'd go to shows and people say, "Can you wear it?" And it's no, the inside of it is jagged and pointy and it's going to hurt your head, or it's a sculpture. It's not meant to be wearable. And I remember I was at a Comic-Con and saw a bloke with a Lego chest plate in a Mando suit. And I'd also, before that, seen online a few people doing wearable helmets. And it just got to my head where I went, do I think that in a year I could do an entire Mandalorian suit out of Lego? Like, do I think it's possible? And so I started researching around, and like, there's a handful of people who've done helmets, but there are a few things I didn't love about the shaping and things like that. So, but I learned a lot from like looking at what people have done. Especially that top doming was a Brick Science video, and so I've adapted his like that template a lot since, and I've changed a lot around it. But that first idea of, right, this is how I can get a curved tessellation, but I've then just remixed that and rebuilt my own frames. But it was that starting point, and then a lot of it's just been trial and error. And I'd say like the Deadpool mask for me is like, that's the epitome of what I've done, because everything now that I do is based on that mask, because that mask cannot be any smaller and still get on my head.
Yeah, that's so you got yeah, like you said, you've got that perfect template for yourself now.
Yeah, and so you can see the Magneto there is quite big on that mannequin, but now the Magneto is as big as Deadpool, and Wolverine's is as big as Deadpool. And the Mando helmets are slightly bigger as they're supposed to be, but that one has just become the template. And then and that all led to Lego finding out about me and commissioning me to make these 3 suits you see there for Vader, Bo-Katan, and Boba Fett. The challenge that I had with these is that I wasn't going to be wearing them. So I had to figure out, how am I going to make these adjustable enough for someone who's not me to be wearing them? And so that's when I had to start like getting into like different straps and adjustability. And I'd never done jetpacks before. And suddenly I've got to deal with not just having a jetpack, but how do I get someone to put that on? And, it's a massive engineering challenge to get it to work. Vader's helmet was a nightmare. It shattered every day. I've figured out since how to fix it. But yeah, Vader's helmet was a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah, man.
It's awesome, man. I
think my favorite one, I do appreciate it, is Bo-Katan. Like, even though I don't fit in that suit at all because it was designed for someone half a foot shorter than me. You can tell by the chest plate because it's so little. But, because Bo-Katan's got these thigh panels, which are really fun. She's got, like, integrated weapons into the gauntlet. So there's, like, a retractable blade in one of the gauntlets and all the missiles. And, like, they're really chunky and, like, working in the colors of, like, Azure.
Do you have to glue them? Like,
those not every single piece, but they've got it. Yeah, you got it just for, like, you don't want to bump into something and have stuff fall off and shatter. So
and if you're building, you ain't building these helmets or any of these wearables to rebuild something else. You might as well glue them where you can.
Yeah. The problem you have, though, with gluing every piece, and why I don't do it, is that parts will snap just from you wearing them and putting them through stress. So you need to still be able to replace broken parts. So if you glue everything together, you're stuffed. You got to like find a good balance. And I know like where there's some like, basically I learned from the first few suits where they broke is just where I now reinforce. And then they held together now pretty well, but it hits a point where something will just give. It always does. We're stressing Lego to the points that it's not supposed to be stressed to by this period of time. And so there's a bit of a adjustment through. I've changed the eyes on it slightly. There is technically a version 4 that I'm actually building, but it shows you some of the examples. So version 2 was the first one that was actually like went to public. So I built version 1, which kind of looks a lot more like a minifigure helmet in the way that it's shaped. And then version 2 was making it a bit more streamlined. And then version 3 gives it some proper angled bat ears. It's a lot tighter because again, it's using the Deadpool frame. But I've just changed the eyes a little bit to have a bit more of a scowl going on in the technical version 4.
It's so interesting just to hear you talk about the effort or the work you've gone to get to where
Optimus Prime.
So the Prime.
I've never seen it. That's mad.
So this, my Prime. I've got the comparison of the 3 versions. So I'm trying to build the parts at the moment to build this. So this all started from again Deadpool frame is where this started, but I designed the one on the left. I was sitting in bed with my fiance. We're watching shows. I'm like, I've got an idea, and because I basically figured out how to do studio mostly through keyboard stuff. So I'm there just cracking away, and I get this version out. I go to bed, and I wake up and look at it and go, all right, I know what I need to do differently. So I'm like widening it out. I'm changing a few things. Very happy with it. Do the same thing, step away for a bit, come back, and I'm like, right, now I know what I need to do. So this just shows like the iterative design process working through. which even some people have said it almost starts as like an Orion Pax head.
Huh.
Yeah,
I think
right.
it kind of looks like Creo.
That looks sick, man.
And then we're onto that final. And so
That
now
is
I've
cool. Yeah.
just got to build it up and see how it goes. The one thing I'm not super sure on is how the faceplate's going to work, because ideally I want it to shift when you talk.
That would be
Huh.
sick.
That
But
is
somehow
different.
have it on a hinge and have like an elastic band, so when you move your mouth down, it just jolts it. So it's kind of like the cartoon, but maybe that won't work. Maybe it will. But then I have started working on a full body costume to go with it, which I'm hoping to finish this year.
So is this one a wearable as well?
Yeah, again, you can see the red in it. That's also from the Deadpool frame.
Yeah, okay.
So this was a very early. I don't normally show things this early on in the sketching process, but I just thought I'd put up a post to be like, this is where it looks like at some points, and like giving a bit more of the like into the design work, just so people know what it's like. Because often we just see the final product, you don't really know how it goes together, and it's like a lot of the times these look very ugly as I'm working my way through them.
Yeah, it's like he said you like people to build it and be able to afford it, use different colors, whatever. It's like I feel this one's at my level. I mean, I can't afford a full helmet. My head's weird shape, so I'll just get the Cyclops glasses and I'm sweet.
Yeah, I'm
This
super
is
happy.
great.
Like those glasses, because they've got a light in them now, but you do have to shut your eyes or you just get absolutely blinded, because the way that all it's doing is shining red light back so that it bounces through the visor.
Where was
I think
it?
I've
I
got
did
a
see
reel
that.
on there back in the day.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, so you see it opens up.
Man, look how bright it did! Like a full lit your eyes up. I need to
Yeah,
watch that
before the
again.
camera refocuses.
Yeah, wow.
I just committed to looking through the lens for the video's sake. But it works great for photos, which is often what I'm designing for. So if you stand there and you shut your eyes and toggle it on for a photo with people, all they get is the glowing red. And it works really well for that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Like all
And you can see
wearing-
the Luther armor is one that I'm working on as well, which is somewhat ended up a little bit more like samurai-ish than I intended. But I don't hate it. I kind of like the unique aesthetic, because if you go through the next image, I compiled all the minifigures.
Oh yeah.
And so it was I guess we call overlapped shoulders of that figure that inspired me to do that on this one.
And you know what? Tom already looks like Lex Luthor.
Yeah, he's bald and he's insanely ripped. So it's going to be great.
All right.
But yeah, so
we've got
looking forward to that.
We've got to pull the pin tonight, but Lawson, I'm going to get you back on, man, because I've got more stuff I want to talk to you about.
I very much appreciate you having me on.
Nah,
That
dude.
was sick, man.
Glad you can, because I know how late it is for you guys below the Mexican border compared to us. And Henry, I know I've pushed past your bedtime as well, but we do try to keep Mondays tight for an hour. We'll definitely get you back, man, no doubt. Like I said, I have points, and I haven't even gone halfway yet, so there's more stuff I definitely want to talk to you about, man. You're interesting, dude. Will you be at Brickbuilt in May?
Will I be at Brickbuilt? Doesn't look like it at this point, unfortunately, with the realities of life. But I am trying to gear up to do Brixpo in Adelaide, because that's a bit further down the line. I've never done it before, so it's it's one of the only ones I haven't gone to. As much as I'd love to make it up to Sydney, I was very much hoping to, but it's the good and fun parts of life is new house, a lot of time spent here.
You're from Melbourne, aren't you?
Yeah, country Victorian at heart. So I've moved somewhat back to the country out of Melbourne now, which is nice, up in the mountains. But it's nice. We're going through, and hopefully I'm going to have an actual Lego workshop again, because right now I don't have one. It is just a wall of parts next to the Doom storage where everything goes while you're sorting everything out.
We've all got it.
Yes, absolutely. I'd love to make a big resurgence maybe next year once I've actually got everything up and ready to go.
No, all good. Well, yeah, like I said, we'll get you on in a couple of weeks even, man. We don't need to wait for any other shows or anything to come through. We'll talk some more stuff. Bilsy, I know Bilsy is in the chat too, so thanks for watching us from Fiji, man. Appreciate it. And everybody in the chat that isn't following, I'm sure you are, go and follow built_bricks. Congratulations on passing 100,000 followers.
Phenomenal,
That's
man.
Insanely cool.
Luck. The algorithm can be kind and then it can be cruel, and it's been cruel to me for a while, but that's okay, because when you take the foot off the pedal, it's all right. Like it takes it away, but I had a really good amount of backing to get there, and it's been really cool.
And
to have a lot of
as a FY, as a future topic, I want to talk about Lego creators. So I know it's an interesting thing that we have a few comments we can share on each. So
yes, absolutely.
Again,
that will be a good chat. That will be a good chat.
The preamble of it is I thought I'd kick a hornet's nest more, and kind of uncovered a very different sentiment overall than I expected in a good way.
We've got a lot to talk about. That's for sure for that topic.
Absolutely.
All right, again, everybody follow Bill.
It was an absolute blast.
What's that?
I said thank you for having me. It was an absolute blast to be on with you.
Of course, man. It's sometimes good to shake up and have a guest and in here other than just me and Henry ripping on Melbourne and talking F1. So appreciate it. All right, everybody else. Bill, I don't think Bill's back on Wednesday night either. Follow my Instagram. I don't know what building. I might even try to build the DeLorean again. I know every man and his dog built it. But we'll see how we go. I might even go try to find the turtle brick heads, actually. Either way, Wednesday night for a build stream and next Monday with Henry. See you later.